So what we'll do is when we have a two-person scene, the two people will use that mic and the narrator will use this one. All right. Am I in trouble with feedback if I'm right here with this?
No, if it doesn't start happening.
Okay. You got us recording?
Yes.
Okay. Scene one opens on a bedroom. Abner Lieber is sitting at the end of the bed, head in hands. His wife Alice has just stepped out of the shower after doing a 10K run. She's wearing a somewhat ratty bathrobe with holes in it. They are both in their early 50s.
How was the run?
Good, good. Some wet spots out there, and I kicked up enough muddy water to add a rooster to my tuckus.
Abner laughs.
It's good to hear you laugh.
Meaning?
You just seem so, I don't know, restless lately.
I'm fine.
You're grumpy, too, and you're smoking more.
I'm not grumpy, and I'm not smoking more.
No,
Alice lifts an ashtray by the night table.
I go for a run, you light a cigar.
Well, maybe I'm a little grumpy. The cigar takes the edge off. It's my students. They just don't appreciate. When did their love and beauty for language disappear?
When did yours?
I love literature. What are you talking about?
Every time I see you reading something, you're grumpy or rushing through it. Lots of heavy sighs come from that corner of the room when you're reading.
It's just that so many of the moves in novels, I've seen them before. Nothing is new.
Maybe you need to change up your curriculum.
I do change it up. Last semester it was In Our Time, and this semester it's The Sun Also Rises.
That's not much of a change. It's still Hemingway.
And what is your point?
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. There's nuance there. There's differences. Short stories versus the novel. Jake Barnes versus Nick Adams.
What do your students read? You ever ask them?
YA crap.
Maybe you should teach some of that crap. Meet them halfway. Okay, Lurch, how about rubbing my back? It's all knotted up.
Alice sprawls across the bed, face down. Abner rubs the top of her back.
You're right, I am more irritable.
The cigars don't help, and your shoulders are tense.
How can you tell?
I can feel it in your hands. Take a deep breath. Come on, come on,
You're trying out your next sermon, aren't you?
come on. Breathe in a sense of peace.
Abner does.
Hold it for 4 seconds. Breathe out a sense of contentment.
Contentment? Chaos is more like it.
You're not even trying.
I'm just not feeling it.
Maybe you should see a doctor.
Maybe. Maybe this and maybe that. I'm not depressed. I've already taken enough meds. I've got 2 statins, 3 different ones for blood pressure, metformin for type 2 diabetes, fluoxetine for anxiety. Nope, no more meds. Nada, nix. Nope, no.
Just talk to Dr. Glasscott. Maybe therapy is all you need.
Therapy.
Seriously.
Alice smiles.
Come on, put a little effort into that back rub, some elbow grease.
Laughs.
Sorry, I'm worried about Teresa. We had lunch yesterday, and,
And
well, I don't know. She's,
distracted?
yeah?
She and Tom are going through a bit of a rough patch.
Rough patch? How rough a patch? Like needing a little lawn care? Or like a pothole that could kill your front end alignment?
Yeah, the pothole part. That sounds about right.
Why does no one ever tell me anything?
Because, honey, you're distracted. Or thinking about the next story you're going to write.
I'm worried about Teresa's self-confidence. Is that a crime? Did you ever notice that when she speaks, every sentence ends with a question?
It's a Midwest thing.
25 years old, and she sounds like a sophomore at Valley Girl High. She didn't used to talk that way. Where's the old confidence? I remember her getting into arguments with me, saying that John Ford's Grapes of Wrath with Henry Fonda was better than Steinbeck's novel. And when she played on the travel team, soccer, she was a badass, body checking.
Coach told her to watch the elbows.
Yeah, well, Coach, what does he know? I called it gamemanship. He called it cheating.
She always loved films. Still does. Maybe you could talk to her, like really talk to her, instead of living in the story you're currently writing. I love you, Abner, but you're often someplace else, someplace better than here.
I do that.
I know. Where's your mind now?
Sorry.
Rubs her back with more intensity.
I'm just worried about Teresa. Are you sleepy?
I took some Ambien.
Oh,
The back rub is nice, and the Ambien doesn't take effect right away.
oh,
Turn out the light.
Blackout. Scene 2. Early next morning, phone ringing. Abner, half awake, answers. Spot, left of stage. Teresa, 25, on the phone, wearing pajamas, visibly shaken.
hello?
Dad, can I talk to Mom?
She's asleep right now. She took Ambien. And you know how she gets. Tornado sirens wouldn't be able to wake her.
Teresa hangs up. Abner sits on the side of the bed, dumbfounded, puts receiver down. Teresa taps her nails on a nearby night table. 3 beats. Phone rings again.
Hello?
Dad, wake her up, please.
What is it, honey? Talk to me.
Dad.
Abner nudging Alice, doing play-by-play commentary.
I'm nudging her. I'm still nudging. She's still sleeping. Snoring, I might add. Wait, she moved a little bit. No, she's still sleeping. Down and out. Down goes Alice. Down goes Alice.
Try harder?
You need to breathe, honey. Your shoulders, they're all locked up. I can tell, I can see it from here. Breathe.
Teresa relaxes, breathes in.
Contentment.
Contentment.
Breathe out peace.
No, Dad, it's the other way around.
Whatever. Breathe in, breathe out. Take in the Holy Spirit. Hey, you didn't end that sentence with a question.
Dad, you're not Mom.
I don't want to be your mother.
I need to talk to Mom.
Well, all you got right now is me. Look, she told me about you and Tom. A rough patch?
Tom drove the car through the back of the garage.
What? That little Toyota? It had enough giddy up to go through the garage?
Dad,
In the winter, you could barely drive it up the hill outside your house.
he was mad at me.
You weren't in the car, were you?
No.
Good. Good. What a dumb thing to do.
I think he wanted to hit me, so he hit the garage instead.
Uh-huh.
He left. Well, I asked him to leave.
Okay.
He's at the Dawes Motel.
You want me to talk to him?
I don't know what you would say to him.
I don't know either, but I can try. What time is it now?
I don't think he slept. We've been talking on the phone.
You still love him, right?
Yes, I love him, but we're in credit card debt. And that's what started the fight. You see, I got this great deal on these Blu-rays, half price.
Wait, back up. What Blu-rays?
100 great art films from the Criterion Collection. Bergman, The Third Man, Renoir, all on Blu-ray. Good art, several good art films.
Uh-huh. And
$900, but I got it at almost half price, $600. But with his student loan debts, our mortgage, car payments, it all adds up. And we want kids.
so you told Tom you got a great deal, but you put the purchase on a credit card, And he said, great deal my ass, because when you don't pay it off right away, the half-price deal ends up costing twice as much. Some deal.
Yes, something like that. I mean, those movies are important to me.
So I guess to prove his point, he racked up over $1,000 of damage on the car, and who knows what the cost to repair the garage is going to be. I thought he was an accountant. Those numbers don't add up.
There are a lot of movies, Dad. It was a lot of money. I should never have made that purchase without talking to him first.
Look, this isn't all your fault. He's been taking you for granted. You took a back seat to his career, and probably the fault's mine too for not listening to you at lunch the other day. There's enough fault to go all around. Beaucoup, that's French. Look,
Looking at watch at the side of the bed.
I'll talk some sense into him.
Don't talk sense into him, Dad. Talk sensibly with him. Listen, let him talk.
Okay. Are you breathing? Are your shoulders loose?
Yes, yes.
Keep breathing. I'm breathing too. What's that your mom says before every sermon?
We haven't been to church in months.
Come on, you know. May the...
Words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer.
Yeah, that. Keep saying it, and breathe. In, 1, 2, 3, 4. Peace. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Contentment.
Dad, should I go in case Tom's trying to call?
Yeah.
5 years of marriage. We've never been apart.
Well, your mother and I had our first fight 2 years into our marriage. I got into a poker game with some senior faculty, and I lost half my paycheck.
I didn't know that.
For 3 days after that, she served me a bowl of baby food for supper. She said if I wanted to act like a baby, she'd treat me like one. It's a true story. Gerber's for dinner, and I slept on the couch.
That's terrible.
We didn't have a playpan at the time, or else she would have had me sleep in that. Don't tell Tom that story. I don't want him to think less of me. Just keep it between us.
Gotcha.
Good.
See, Tom, maybe Mom could see me?
Okay, I'll wake her. I love you, honey.
I love you, Dad.
Teresa hangs up the phone, embarrassed. Abner sits on the bed, does breathing exercises.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be pleasing to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Hey, honey, Sleeping Beauty, wake up. Yo, wake up. Ding, 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 bells are chiming, babe, wake up.
Blackout. Now you can marry her. And then Chrissy can just share, you guys can stand right there, and then Chrissy can share that mic with you.
Scene 3, inside Dawes Motel. Abner looks around. Tom stands about sheepishly.
Hello, sir.
Tom, you got any coffee?
It's bad motel coffee.
That'll do.
Tom goes to the coffee pot and pours a cup. He hands it to Abner.
I just made it.
That is some lousy coffee. So what were you thinking? The car, the garage. On my way over here, I said I wasn't going to yell and I wasn't going to get emotional. I did a lot of breathing exercises and it worked. I'm relatively calm. And you? Do you love my daughter?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Then what the hell? Driving a car through a garage like a crash test dummy.
That's me, a dummy.
Hey, I didn't say that. Okay, I implied it, but I didn't say it. I don't think you're a dummy. I've always admired your work ethic, your honesty. Huh? You even do my taxes for free.
Well, it's the least I can do to pay you back for the addition to our house.
Is that close to being done?
A couple more months.
You still thinking about having kids?
Taken aback.
Yeah. Well, but that's why we wanted the addition. Look, I'm no saint. I spend money too. I get my $8 Starbucks now and then. But with our debts, credit cards, my student loans, I haven't bought any music like in 7 months. We haven't ordered takeout or gone to a restaurant, not a single CD, not a single meal. And then she goes off and buys this Criterion art film collection. $600 freaking dollars, and she's talking about wanting a wall-mounted TV for the new room. I mean, we can't afford a home theater.
Abner nods.
I'm already indebted to you. You paid for the addition, a $15,000 gift.
I was closer to 25, but who's counting?
25? Really? She told me 15.
She didn't want to look as an investment in the family.
Family. I don't know why I ran the car through the garage. I wanted to hurt myself, I guess. You and Alice, you've always had it so easy. You got married, you had a big wedding, you published your first collection of stories at 28, won an Edgar Award, had Teresa, won another Edgar Award, and here we are, and we can't even get our house in order. The addition still isn't done.
Well, it was 9 years between those two Edgar Awards, and there were 2 years in there when Teresa was born that I wasn't writing at all.
Well, raising kids, it takes a lot of work and a lot of time.
Yeah, but I can't take too much credit for that. That was Alice. She's the rock.
Abner encourages Tom to sit next to him on the bed.
And I'll tell you something else, Bucko. Easy. You think my life with Alice was easy? It isn't even easy now. I've been grumpy, burned out over my students' lack of enthusiasm, burned out over everything new becoming old again. But I love Alice deeply. I can't imagine being without her.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, we never faced the financial difficulties that you guys have to face. Everything's more expensive these days. But I haven't shared this with anyone, but Alice, I had an affair right after Teresa was born.
Wow.
I don't know why. I was restless. There were women in the department I was close to, but do you know who I had the affair with? A flower girl at Hy-Vee. And the irony of it, besides buying an acre of flowers over 3 months, she's better read. She's read more books than I ever have. So it took a lot to repair things with Alice. Therapy, forgiveness, love. And I couldn't write for 2 years. How could I write about a moral hero when I behaved so badly?
Wow.
Yeah, I think you said, well, already you don't do crosswords, do you?
I just don't know what to say.
Well, we worked through it. It took time, a lot of time to regain that trust. And every morning I'm grateful to God for helping me through the pain. And I'm grateful for Alice's love and my love for her. So you broke a garage, big deal. That's a lot easier to fix than infidelity.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I messed up. Now promise, don't say a word of this to Teresa. She doesn't know. I wouldn't want her to think less of me.
I got you.
Good.
You know, it may sound petty, but I just felt like she loves things more than she loves me. I asked her to send the movies back, and she said she couldn't. She'd already watched 2 of them on her laptop, Rules of the Game and The Seventh Seal, I believe.
Classics. Teresa loves movies. She used to argue with me that Hitchcock's body of work was greater than F. Scott Fitzgerald's.
I'm afraid she's right.
Spoken like a husband.
In France, you know, cinema, it's seen as an art.
Yeah, I know. But they also like Jerry Lewis. I'll tell you what, I know Clint over in Library Acquisitions. He's building up a film library at the U. And maybe he can get him to get the university, maybe I can get him to get the university to purchase the Criterion Art Film Collection from Teresa. You lose a little money on the deal, but it'll be close to being a wash. And we don't have to tell Clint about that sales price.
That could work.
And promise me the 2 of you will take a course in credit card counseling. They'll consolidate your debts, and you'll pay it off in 3 to 5 years.
Tom nods.
Okay, all set? Let's go. Grab your suitcase. The problem is solved.
I didn't bring a suitcase.
Huh, so you weren't planning on staying very long.
No, I guess not.
Why don't you call her?
Now?
Why not?
Tom picks up the phone, spot on Teresa in her pajamas, Mom next to her.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm sorry.
you okay? Got enough to eat?
Oh, the coffee's pretty lousy.
We got a warm pot here.
I'll bring donuts.
We'll get them from the food truck. It's 7 a.m. on Charlotte Street.
Blueberry cake?
Abner, looking up on his phone.
Right, and Mom, she likes maple donuts.
Can I speak to Daddy?
Tom hands phone to Abner.
Things cooled off?
Well, the good news,
Yeah?
Homer's Donuts has blueberry cake this morning, but no maple. I'll get Mom glazed. That's her second go-to.
Dad,
Hey, we had a good talk, Tom and I, an honest talk. I've made some mistakes also.
thanks for talking to Tom. He respects you.
And I him.
I've been wanting to tell you, we're gonna have a baby. And I think that's what got Tom so upset. Not the baby, but my being so irresponsible. How can we care for a child when we can't care for ourselves?
You can. You'll be great parents. I'm so happy. Tom knows about this, right?
Yes, he knows. Always the jokes, Dad.
It's self-protection.
Smiles at Tom.
Congrats, Papa to be. Do you have a cigar?
Oh, she told you.
Dad, I talked to Mom, and she says I can keep the movies. The deal is I'll teach Sunday school for a couple of years and run a special Wednesday night movie club twice a month in which we'll discuss these films among others. I'll be the facilitator, I guess. We'll also get credit card counseling.
Anything to drive up that church membership.
Dad.
Your mom's a smart cookie, a regular problem solver. She is a pastor, you know.
I know. Well, thanks, Dad. I'll see you both soon.
You bet.
He hands the phone to Tom. Tom talks inaudibly to his wife. Abner opens the window curtain, looks out. The sun's coming up.
Hey, you lovebirds, hurry it up. The food truck has a limited supply of donuts, and we don't want to miss the best.
No. The best. Well, it's yet to come.
Are you running for political office, or all of a sudden the best is yet to come? Jeez.
Tom shakes his head and laughs.
Don't get sentimental on me there, kid. I hate sentiment. I write crime stories, remember? But I was serious about that there cigar. Do you have one?
Blackout.